do what you love for a living and you'll never work another day in your life is complete bullshit. Damn! Seriously, who comes up with this stuff? Do what you love for a living. Look, I love eating cheesecake, but if I just ate cheesecake all day, I'd probably have diabetes and be dead broke because as far as I know, you can't make a living eating cheesecake. I'm gonna do you one better. How about do what you love for a living and you'll be unbelievably rich? Now that sounds like even more bullshit, but it's not. Look, if you're anything like me, you're not okay working a remedial job, barely making enough to scrape by, living paycheck to paycheck. Or potentially even worse, you do make good money, but you're selling your soul and your time to a job that you hate just because it pays the bills. Well, what if I told you it doesn't need to be like that? In fact, there's a 1,000-year-old technique that could completely change the trajectory of your life so that you too can have your cheesecake and eat it. One of my favorite quotes from Mark Cuban is, "Finding something that you love doing and getting paid for it is the ultimate goal in life." And that's exactly what I'm about to teach you here. All it's gonna take is a few minutes of your time and 4 circles. And let's be real, if you don't have time for a few circles and 4 minutes, then you're probably fucked anyways. So this video might not be for you, but let's go ahead and get started with the first circle, which is, what do you love? What are those things that get you going? Maybe you like video games, or maybe you're an outdoors person, or you really enjoy presenting and putting on a show. What are those things that you're particularly passionate about? And once you figure that out, then let's look at, what are you good at? Well, maybe you are pretty good at video games, even though you get beat by 12-year-olds on Call of Duty all the time. Or maybe you're a good presenter. Or maybe you're a killer negotiator. Even though you don't really love negotiating, you're really good at it. Well, where you see the intersection between what you love and what you're good at, this, my friends, is called your passion. So you could go ahead, quit your day job, become a full-time gamer because Brian said you found your passion. But hold the brakes, because that's not gonna get you unbelievably rich. In fact, you need to pay attention to these next 2 circles because that's where the difference maker is. So let's start with, what does the world need? Well, I hate to break it to you, but the world probably doesn't need a middle-aged person who's mediocre at games that thinks that they're the Fortnite champion of the world. Because unfortunately, that might not fit into this circle. But we definitely need more outdoorsy people. You know, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world, so probably wouldn't hurt to have some outdoor skill. Also, the world needs good presenters. We need better teachers. We need better storytellers. And really, no matter how you slice it, the world needs salespeople. And so where these 2 sections intersect, this is called your mission. This is where you can have an impact on the world. And that's great. But unless you're good at one of these activities, it might not be the best use of your time, because you might like the outdoors, but you're not the next Bear Grylls, because let's keep it real, you don't know how to rub 2 sticks together and you don't really do well with mosquitoes. Once we figure all this out, it brings us to the final circle, and that's all about that money, baby, because what can you get paid for? Look, you can be an excellent presenter and make a living. You could be an excellent salesperson, an excellent negotiator, and you could get paid to do so. But when you find the intersection between what you could get paid for and what the world needs, that's your vocation, which is just fancy speak for your job. And if you find what you're good at and what you could get paid for, that's called your profession, which is a job you're good at. And the chances are, if you're living on the bottom half of these circles, you're probably making a good income, but you're not fulfilled. But if you're spending your time on the top half of these circles, you're probably fulfilled, but you're broke as a joke. So the secret is the intersection of these 4 circles. And that, my friends, is called your ikigai, which is Japanese for way of being. And you might be wondering to yourself, how's this thing gonna make me incredibly rich? Because anybody who's excelled at the highest level has found this intersection in their life. Because no matter how you slice it, hard work is gonna come along with success. And there's gonna be a day where your back's against the wall and you're gonna wanna quit. And unless you love what you're doing, unless you're passionate about what you're doing, chances are you're never gonna maximize your earning potential. So the question is, what's your ikigai? Once you figure that out, I highly recommend checking out Tabarg's video. He talks about the different career paths for salespeople just depending on what level they're at. So you can find out what level you're at and really make sure that you're going towards your purpose, really depending on your personality type.